can we have a few comments from each table about some of the things that this data you identified amongst this data? This is the stuff that's been coming into your schools probably the last week of last term or something. Have you got the NAPLAN data back yet? No, some yes, some no. What's something you've identified? If you were a year 3 team of teachers looking at this.
I haven't done much on measurement.
Where do you identify that?
Quite a number. Shane.
We've actually added it up. There are 11 measurement chance data questions, 10 space questions and 14 number. And what worries us is the amount of language.
We just talk about that
measurement, data and space.
Language in measurement.
And data and space.
Yeah.
Compared to number, because we have we have a lot of difficulty with language in our schools.
Yes.
And we try to, even when we do the maths, we actually read the questions to them because we want to see their mathematical side to it. But with a test like this, we have to sit and read it themselves and do it.
Okay.
Run back.
So apart from reading it and helping them with the test on the day, what might you do as a team of teachers in the classroom?
We could bring out a lot of concrete materials.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of the sequencing and the pattern ones. Quite low.
Yeah, sequencing and pattern. So you would more concrete material for this group?
Bring it out.
Yeah.
And talking about it.
Yeah.
And being aware of the language you're using, I think, when you're doing the lesson, what language you're going to talk about. It's not in this location, seems to be another problem. Location seems to be the language.
Okay. So you're highlighting the language seems to be a problem in measurement, location, and space. Will I just talk about it as my team? I'll say just talk it up. That'll be okay. Is there anything else I can do?
We've included in our scope and sequence. This is the kind of language you expect the children to know in this grade 2 and grade 3.
Okay, so
Identifying it.
right. So scope and sequence includes some of the language that goes in there. What about?
And even taking it a bit further, like for a long time we've done, these are the words you can use instead of, but even paraphrasing some of those questions, like even doing that sort of stuff with maths type questions, getting the kids to paraphrase, in another way, and just so that it isn't so. I mean, even if we're reading the question to them, they don't always understand the language in it. So maybe that's another.
Yeah. Are we talking, I wonder, about terms though, and I haven't had a big close look, but if we're talking about space, is it that they don't actually know the word rectangle and they don't actually know the word
From this, we don't actually know
triangle.
what the question is. We only know what it's covering. We don't know how it's worded. We don't know whether it's
it's...
We don't know if there's a misconception, a mathematical misconception.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the questions and the way you've taught it, we will talk about that.
Have a look at that. I know when I go around the traps into classrooms, I'm amazed at the number of literacy posters that are on the wall advertising everything there is about literacy, and the absolute lack of maths posters. That some of this language stuff could be handled by a few more posters around the room, and posters made by kids are even better, but identifying the words and drawing kids' attention to those words and insisting that those words appear in whatever it is that the kids are doing, written-wise too. Not enough just, I think, to talk it up, because if you don't understand what the word is, then it just flies over the top of your head anyway. So it might be that you need to make a point of actually, connecting the kid physically with the word. All right, what else might we say?
We found it surprising they did better with 3D shapes, and they haven't done as well with the 2D shapes. Maybe at that level, the teacher might assume that they knew a lot about 2D shapes. Grade 3, they might have done in prep 1, 2.
Yeah.
Let's start with the 3D shapes. So they have a scaffold.
Okay.
That's what we found.
Could be, yep. All right, anything else?
I find it very interesting that they could compute fractions, but they couldn't identify simple fractions.
Yeah, that's a question early on somewhere, wasn't it?
Question 16, they actually performed really well against the state as performing computation involving fractions. question 23, it wasn't like 16 below the state identify simple fractions using a model. So
It says
I'm
that they know a
assuming that
process, but maybe not
Concrete materials.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, they've been taught how to
to do something, but
What's
not
the
with
comment up the back, sorry?
Sorry, it seems like they know a process, but they're maybe not understanding how to.
Yeah. So what we might have here is teachers' teaching process, and when you unpack that, sometimes you'll find because the teachers aren't quite sure of what the concepts are as well. And your idea down the front here about more concrete material might be a great help to this group of kids. All right?
I worry that a lot of the times where school itself scores 95, those 5 kids, are they the same 5 kids? Because they're a big worry.
Absolutely. So it'd be worth going back and having a look at that too. If we got, there's our tail happening over and over and over in everything.
And quite a difference in the money, quite a drop in money calculations as well.
They do very well at the front on money, don't they? Wasn't there something?
Yeah, we found that we stayed as well with the money, so it might have been the question, the kids not actually understanding the question and the way that it was asked, because they scored low.
Every year though, because
Yeah,
some
they
of the
scored low
questions,
stage-wise.
some of our teachers have read the question and went, what exactly are they asking the kids to know?
Yeah.
And if we can't work it out, how do you expect to raise grade? That's what I want.
Okay, so we can identify certain areas that the kids don't seem to do well with. We can identify perhaps that there might be a tail here that's happening over and over and over these same 5 groups. Anything else that you might notice? Language is a problem. Maybe concrete material needs to be in this class. You've identified the areas of measurement, chance and data as a problem. The other thing that came out of the first time we were together way back at whatever that other venue was for the AIZ, the discussion about with some of these kinds of tests, it's not a bad idea to get 2 questions that appear to be asking similar things and see are the kids getting the same kinds of results on both questions, or are they miles apart, which may indicate you've got a bit of a fluke answer going on there in any case. Is their understanding, deep enough that they can handle that same kind of question but in various situations? All right, any more comment?
Just the big difference with 43 to 9 for the picture graphs, reading the picture graphs. That was probably one of the biggest.
Was that which question
On
was
the
that?
last, on that page, picture graphs, interpret information from picture graphs. 43 for the state and then 9 for the.
Okay, all right, okay. 9, can't interpret information from a pictograph. Even 43 for the state seems low, doesn't it? Mm.
With pictorial graphs, maybe the kids haven't read the information underneath where it says sometimes 5, the code, 5 represents whatever.
That's right.
So that's probably, I find kids have difficulty with that, they don't actually read all the information on it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Not a bad idea to check with these the spread of kids' answers too. You've got some there where there's only spread across, like question 3, there's only a spread across 2 answers, where others they're spread right across the whole. Question 17, there's kids in each category there. Question 17 in particular, that one on space. Interesting that 50 kids chose B when C was the answer. 50 kids. That seems like a major misconception in a classroom, that more kids are answering the same wrong answer than are answering the correct answer. That's huge compared to the state one too, isn't it? Something's gone wrong. It's like they're all copying each other. They're all copying the kid who doesn't know.
Didn't understand the question.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
And